Our motoring tip of the week comes to you this week from the floor of the Toronto Boat Show, the 60th Toronto Boat Show. Now we're at the Suzuki Canada booth here at the boat show. They've got a brand new 350 horsepower outboard motor. Now there's lots of other manufacturers with a 350 as well, but if you go to Yamaha, it's a V8. This one's a V6. So it saves you some weight, makes the engine a little more compact. Now, when you see me standing beside the engine, compact's probably not the first word that comes to mind. It's a big engine. But because it's got a 55-degree angle between the cylinder banks of this V6 engine, it's 4.4 liters, 55-degree angle, it keeps the engine relatively narrow so they can space these engines 27 inches apart on the transom of a boat. And the guys that buy these big high horsepower engines will put 2, 3, and 4, sometimes even 5 of these engines on the transom of a big offshore boat. Now this engine makes 350 horsepower normally aspirated. It's got a 12-to-1 compression ratio. It's a real high output, high performance engine. But another big story with this engine is down here at the lower unit. And this is the first mass-produced outboard with a twin counter-rotating propeller. Now there were other outboards with twin counter-rotating propellers for racing special applications, but this is the first mass production version of it right here. And by going counter-rotating on the props, and 2 of them, it offsets the engine torque. So on these big high torque, high power engines, there's a tendency, if it was a right-hand rotation propeller one only, the boat wants to pull to the right. And if you add engines, 2, 3, or 4 engines, if they were all right-hand rotation, that boat would hook to the right like crazy. So on the multi-engine applications, they'll put 2 right-hand rotation engines on the right side of the boat, 2 left-hand rotation on the left side to offset that torque so the boat tracks straight. But Suzuki, with their twin counter-rotating propeller, 1 engine does it all. So you'd have the same engine times 4 if you had 4 engines, or times 2. So it helps the dealers in terms of inventory, and it simplifies manufacturing and inventorying these engines. And it's a great piece of technology. Now, on the lower unit, the gear case of this engine, they've also designed it hydrodynamically to produce a little bit of lift at the back of the boat. So those boats that are real heavy in the transom with multiple engines, they need lift to get the boat up out of the water, to plane it out and to produce high speeds. So they've given away a bit of streamlining at the nose of the gear case to produce lift, so they're getting the best of both worlds. They're getting the lift, the performance and power, they're offsetting the torque of the engine. Pretty amazing what Suzuki's doing with technology, and there's more than just this in their outboard motors. Now, they were in the automotive business selling cars in the Canadian and North American market. They're out of that North American market now, but making cars for other markets as well. Their cars were great, they just don't sell them in North America anymore, but their power products, outboard motors, motorcycles, ATVs, first-rate power products. You need to look into their technology, because in some areas of these outboard motors, they're cutting edge. That's your motoring tip of the week.
So if you're watching this on Facebook, please remember the big 3, to like, to share, and to follow. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. We've got 30 years of content. There's got to be something you like.